Hey, what's going on? You're hanging out with the Rockman. I've got Margot Kidder with me in my show booth, who just interviewed Sean Astin for me. It was awesome. I didn't have to work. I went and got a sandwich. I got to say, I was so happy when you were added to the guest list.
Oh, thank you.
Because, the Superman, Christopher Reeve Superman movies meant so much to me as a kid. I'm 42.
Yeah.
And it was just...
So how old were you when you first saw them?
When I first saw Superman, I was 6, and then when I saw the second one, I was 9.
Yeah.
So and Superman 2
But
for
you
me
saw
is,
the Richard Donner cut, right?
I have every cut of that movie. And
It's so
fantastic.
much better than the one that came out. It's a great cut.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then I went back and I watched Amityville Horror. Saw you on that. And you're just for especially for the time, you were a tough woman, and it was such a role model for so many young women.
You see, I didn't think of her as tough, but I guess she kind of was.
Yeah, you were hard as nails.
Well, it wasn't hard as nails. What I did.
You were a woman tough in a man's world. Mm-hmm. And you didn't
but
take
I
any growth.
also, where I took that from was that in real life, if I was in love with a guy, I couldn't talk. I fell apart. I went gaga goo goo, IQ of 6 basically. But if a guy had a crush on me and I didn't on him, I was very dismissive.
Okay.
So what you're seeing is my interpretation of a woman with Clark who kind of got a crush on her, but she's not interested. She's just trying to, it's like, get out of the way for Superman, please. Okay. And then around Superman, Lois was basically tongue-tied.
Right, exactly.
And her IQ dropped by about 40 points.
I get it.
Which was what used to happen to me. So that's what that was meaning to be.
Christopher Reeve was Superman. Later on in life, he became a real-life Superman to a lot of people.
He really did. I one of the times I went to see him after the accident, I think it was almost the last time before he died, and I said, and I was a little nervous about saying it, but I went, you're in better shape now than you were before the accident. Do you know that? And he went, yeah, I do.
Really?
It was because he went inside somewhere, and he wasn't the type. He was not an introvert. He was not a philosopher at all, and I thought, this is going to be really hard on him. And he pulled something out of there that was truly wonderful. Yeah.
He's, and it's funny because the new Man of Steel came out. Did you see it?
Yes, I did.
Did you like it?
I did.
Did it get your stamp of approval?
It got my stamp of approval, but I wanted them to give Amy Adams more to do.
Right.
She's such a brilliant actress.
Right.
And they didn't, because Clark didn't play in it much at all. She didn't get to play that relationship. And I was really, really waiting to see what she was going to do with it. And so maybe in the next one they'll flesh that out a bit more. It was too much CGI for me. I'm older, and I remember the days when there were stuntmen who used to have to really sit down and plan out those incredible stunts, and how far were they willing to throw their bodies into something where it's like a war photographer or something. You're just dangerous enough, but not too dangerous so that you're going to die.
Right.
And so they were a species that has no place anymore.
And the flying scenes, still to this day, are they really hold up when you watch them.
Yeah, they do.
How was that to do those flying scenes and then to see them in the 70s on the big screen? People were just blown away. I mean, we're spoiled now, but
it was physically so uncomfortable.
Right.
Because there were about 4 ways we flew, but the one we mostly did involved hanging from the ceiling in harnesses, and Chris and I were strapped together for about 14 hours a day.
You could be strapped with
some friendship, let me tell you.
You could be strapped with worse people, right?
Yeah, there's that,
he's
but
pretty
we
hunky
did
guy.
get on each other's nerves. Well, he was younger than me,
okay.
And in your 20s, that's years. So I
thought
it was like, please. And so I treated him like a sort of dumb little brother sometimes, which then he'd get all feisty, and we'd bicker. We were very close, but in the way that family's close, so that you don't see your brother as a hero. You know him too well. So we would bicker, and then we would laugh and joke, but there was a lot that went on up there. But it really did. Talk about a test of a friendship, I'll tell you. Strap yourself to your friends, hang from the ceiling, get a harness with a D-ring on it, and see how long you stay friends.
The one last question. I know you're very active with things that you really believe in.
I am indeed.
I want you to give a couple of plugs to those things.
Okay, Canadians, you've got to, actually there's a wonderful movement that started here, with these wonderful Aboriginal ladies in Saskatchewan, and it was called Idle No More. And it's gone all over the United States and Europe now. you guys have got to get your government to stop building pipelines to expand those hideous tar sands in Alberta, because the rate of climate change is going to increase exponentially from the tar sands, because it's such filthy oil that they're getting out of there, and it's so uneconomic to mine it out, which is what they're doing, and the amount of carbon being put in the air from just the tar sands in Canada is obscene, and we can't afford it as a planet anymore. And politicians go, well, I can't bring up climate change because I won't get elected, and you want to go, hey, darling, you won't be here. So, to hell with whether you're going to get elected or not. I would like my children and grandchildren to have a planet to live on. So it's really important that we encourage alternative energy and not stay addicted to fossil fuels. It's imperative.
Real talk, kids, from Margot Kidder.
Yes, really serious. Get involved, get out there, learn everything you can, and then get on your mom and dad's ass about getting a fuel-efficient car and using solar energy in the home and wherever you can, and conserving, just turning out the lights a
Margot,
lot.
thanks so much for taking
You're
the
welcome.
time.
Sorry, I'm not supposed to shoot off my mouth.
No,
about
I wanted you
politics
to.
here.
I wanted to. It's a platform for you. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you.
The little kid in me is so excited right now.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks. Good to meet you.